Howdy, partners. I'm here to read you a story today about Dirk Yeller. The Day Dirk Yeller Came to Town by Mary Casanova. The day Dirk Yeller came to town, the wind curled its lip, cattle quit lowing, and tumbleweeds stopped tumbling along. Townsfolk whispered, "He starts stampedes. He holds up trains. He's trouble." But I reckon Dirk Yeller had come at a good time, 'cause I'd just hit a home run through a window. Pa always said, "Sam, you're a world o' trouble and curious as a tomcat." So when Dirk Yeller tromped into the post office, I dropped my broom and followed. "I'm looking for something," the outlaw growled, "to take away my cat scratch fever." His fingers were itching and twitching, but the postmaster backed away. But I wasn't worried. Sometimes I was fidgety too. The postmaster stammered, "Try some calming elixir from the general store." At the general store, merchandise went a-flying. "I'm looking for something," Dirk Yeller said, "to keep a coyote from baying at the moon." Mrs. Peterson drew her children close. "Have mercy." But I wasn't scared. Sometimes I felt a little wild, too. Why, just yesterday, I dropped a toad down the back of Emma Peterson's dress. Mrs. Peterson trembled. "Try those live traps over at the trading post." I skedaddled, too. At the trading post, rakes and shovels clattered. "I'm a-fixin' to find something," said Dirk, "to keep jumping beans from jumping." Like Dirk Yeller, sometimes I was jumpy too. Shorty wiped his brow. "I know nothing about jumping beans, but maybe you'd like some new boots." Dirk Yeller shook his head. "Well, go try the saloon." At the saloon, Dirk's fingers were an itching and a twitching. His eyes were train tunnel dark. "Must be something here," he boomed, "to keep rattlesnakes from rattling." Customers darted for safety. But clear as well water, Dirk Yeller just couldn't sit still. "What you need," said Swagger and Sal, "is a nice cup of hot coffee. Try the jailhouse." Dirk Yeller stomped out. At the jailhouse, Dirk Yeller warned, "I'm itching for something," and wouldn't stop until I find what I'm looking for. "We're a peace-loving folk," said the sheriff, "and I'm a-serving you notice. Ride your horse out of town before sundown." Dirk Yeller gulped the sheriff's coffee, then left with a slam. The sheriff spotted me. "Sam?" I tipped my hat. I scrammed. Down the boardwalk, Dirk Yeller stomped. Through the dust and the dung, Dirk Yeller clomped. And in the middle of the street, he stopped. I suddenly remembered what always helped me. I gulped down my jitters and I stepped into the outlaw's shadow. Dirk Yeller's eyes drilled into my backbone, but I held my ground and stood tall like a world o' trouble. "Dirk Yeller," I said, "if I can show you how to stop your itching and a twitching and your jumping and a rattling, will you promise to leave our town in peace?" The outlaw gave a snort, which I took to mean yes. "Then follow me." To my relief, glory be, Dirk Yeller tromped right after me. Inside the new building, he was itching like a dog scratching fleas. His eyes recoiled for trouble. But Miss Jenny didn't seem scared. Sweet as pecan pie, she asked, "May I help you?" "I'm looking for something," Dirk Yeller grumbled, "to take away my cat scratch fever, to keep the coyotes from baying at the moon, to keep jumping beans from jumping, to keep rattlesnakes from..." "Come with me." Then she led the way to a tall stack of books. "This one?" she asked. "Or perhaps this one?" Dirk Yeller opened a book, then started to mouth the words. I could tell he wasn't a real strong reader. When he stumbled on a hard word, his face turned as red as Ma's blue ribbon tomatoes. So I whispered, "Here, Mr. Yeller, let me help you." Together we sounded out word after word, and soon Dirk Yeller was turning one page, then the other. And the more the outlaw read, the less he itched, the less he twitched. The more he read, the less he jumped and jittered. Sure as shooting, Dirk Yeller was sitting still. Before long, the sun sank low. The sheriff rattled handcuffs in a warning, and then Miss Jenny called out, "Closing time." The outlaw glared. "I'll be back." And the townsfolk froze, and I froze too. What if I'd been all wrong? "I'll be back," Dirk Yeller said, "to check out more books." The people cheered, and then he winked. And to see Miss Jenny too. Saddlebags full, Dirk Yeller rode off into the sunset. The wind blew a sigh of relief. Cattle started lowing, and tumbleweeds went back to tumbling. And ever since, the library has become the busiest place in town, especially for folks with curious, restless minds, like Dirk Yeller and me. I love a book where the library is the hero. Remember, if you listen to these story times, you can count them on your summer reading logs. And we've extended the summer reading program through August 20th. Hope to see you in here real soon. Bye now.